Are you lucky? I know I'm lucky. My name's Carolyn Wellman, and I'm known as the Contest Queen. And this is my annual St. Patrick's Day Q&A, and we talk about all things lucky because I believe you have to think you're a winner and feel lucky before you are. And so tonight, that's what we're going to talk about. Now, the other thing that makes this a little bit fun is we pull out all things Irish because we just are Irish in our hearts. So I feel a little bit like Timothy Schultz because he always wears a cap on his videos. So I thought I'd channel my inner Timothy, lucky Timothy. I drink different things different years. I've never had a Guinness. Sometimes it's been Bailey's Irish cream. I've had Irish tea. I've had a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's. This year I went into the fridge. We don't have Irish cream. I have birthday cake by Bailey's, so I think that counts. So we're not going to waste it. Obviously, we bought it for birthday. Oh, it has been opened. Okay. I thought it was a brand new bottle. And what's really cool is ice cubes. I found this tray at Indigo, and it makes ice cube blocks that look like a stack of books, appropriate for the author. So, and we're free pouring. We're not measuring. We just have a little toast to the Irish here and appreciate their ingenuity. Little Helene Hansel there. So leave your comments and questions in the chat and I'll answer them. I do have to pop over to Instagram to check because the feeds don't combine. I don't know why. But we're going to start with this article. Now, strangely enough, Helene wrote it after Thanksgiving. Why she wrote it after Thanksgiving and not near St. Patrick's Day, I don't know. I put 3 ice cubes in here. It turns out that was one too many. Okay, I took one out. That's better. So she wrote this article, and you can find it on my Words for Winning, because that's where I put all her lost works, is on my Words for Winning website. So you can go and poke around. I have 20 pages of blogs at this point, and not all by Helene, but a lot by Helene. So you can go and read those works there. But this one she wrote, and it's called Some Charmin' Ideas. Thanksgiving Day, when all the family gathered, my 8-year-old great-granddaughter ran into the house and placed a paper crown on my head. You have to wear it today because you are special, and I made it with love, and it will bring you good luck, she exclaimed. Her enthusiasm couldn't be ignored. It was too small for me, but she said she could make it larger with Scotch tape, which she did. I wore it, but it kept falling off my head, so I laid it aside. That evening, after the family left and I was by myself, I placed it on my head and began laughing to myself. In her mind, I was a queen. That's when I had a sudden thought. Hey, maybe she knows something that I'm not aware of. Perhaps a past life? That wouldn't actually surprise me. Which led me to another thought. Have you ever wondered where or when the idea of good luck charms, medals, amulets, 4-leaf clovers, rabbit feet, etc. originated from? Intrigued, I decided to do a little research. So the very next day, I picked up a weekly magazine at the checkout stand in the grocery store, which had an article about charms and amulets. That's when I learned about the origins and energy that people from all over the world attribute to their charms and amulets. For example, did you know that the ancient Chinese emperor trusted greatly in the power of their lucky charms? During the Han Dynasty, the time of China's greatest expansion and prosperity, the emperor carried 4 vital items on his person at all times. A piece of red ribbon tied in a bow. This ensured wealth and money from unexpected sources. A child's glass marble. The marble symbolizes the circle of life and the harmony within the home. A few grains of rice. These would guarantee the emperor and his family would never be hungry or go in want. a bronze coin. This was a simple symbol of prosperity and gambling luck. This tells me you don't need expensive and hard to find gold and silver amulets to bring you vibrant health, newfound wealth, and lasting happiness. Many common household charms are just as effective as costly charms and talismans. The following everyday objects that most of you have around the house. Are they effective? Well, you'll never know until you try it out for yourself. A brass nail carried in your pocket will help you nail down an agreement or contract, especially in the difficult areas of mortgages or car loans. Contrary to popular belief, the Ace of Spades playing card can be lucky. Carry one in your pocket to boost your memory. If you are trying to pass a test, you'll ace it, or carry the Ace of Spades to smooth financial transactions. 3 whole cloves symbolize wealth. Carrying them in your purse or pocket will draw opportunities to acquire luxury items at little cost. Polish up a copper penny and slip it into your shoe for a lottery and contest luck. A penny is also helpful if you're trying to attract a new love. And we don't have pennies anymore in Canada, so we're going to have to find an old one or find an American penny. Attract the heart of another with a safety pin. Attached somewhere on your clothing. Love will come within 3 weeks, guaranteed. I love how she guarantees it. Are you concerned about your health, perhaps battling a chronic condition like diabetes or arthritis? Carry a seashell to attract healing energy, and within weeks you'll be feeling tip-top. Carry a bay leaf in your pocket to attract money, luck, and a lottery win. By the time the leaf has crumbled into dust, your good fortune will arrive. You can actually search bay leaf spells on social media, and you'll see all kinds of witchy connection to bay leaves. Carry a cork to plug leaks in your prosperity. This lucky amulet will stop any illegal drains on your finances, like identity theft and fraud. Interesting, because a lot of wine now have screw tops. There's no corks anymore. A piece of washed and dried eggshell at the bottom of your purse. That seems very fragile and not wise. But anyway, a piece of washed and dried eggshell at the bottom of your purse or carried in your pocket jumpstarts a rebirth of your fortunes, attracting luck in all areas of your life. Eggshell is an especially powerful talisman for lottery luck and big money sweepstakes. Ooh, I do not know how that eggshell would work. I mean, I know if you crush it up and sprinkle it in your garden, it's fantastic for the plants. Buttons and colored pebbles are powerful amulets against evil and accidental slips and falls. So now you have it. I don't know about you, but I'm carrying a seashell around starting today to help my arthritis. Over-the-counter medicine just doesn't cut it. Wishing you a warm heart. P.S. What homemade charms or amulets have you used to help you with life's little challenges? Share them with me in the comments below. I love Aline. She was so funny. Sandy on Instagram says, a bay leaf I have in my wallet. Actually, I have one in my wallet too. Some of the big ones, it's harder with the smaller ones, but you can buy the large ones and you can write on them, and there's different spells, I guess, you can use and burn them. It's basically a physical way of setting an intention. It's like a physicality of the law of attraction instead of just thoughts or affirmations, right? Which are here. This is actual physical, tangible way to do it. Kind of like making a physical vision board. You're actually doing something. Becky says, having a Captain Morgan and Diet Coke. It'll have to do. Happy St. Patty's Day from Virginia. Yes, it is a happy St. Patty's Day. Oh, we have a sweepstakes question. Well, we will answer the sweepstakes question because that's what this place is all about, luck and fun. How to get started with signing up for sweepstakes, at least on a weekly basis. Okay, so I'm going to assume, using the word sweepstakes, you're American. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to my website, contestqueen.com, and on the right-hand side of the page, there's a little like banner, and it says, Finding Legitimate Sweepstakes. So I want you to click that, and it's divided into 3 sections. United States, Canada, and international. So go through and find a site you would like. Now, if you're brand new and you're just getting the hang of it, you might want to start with something simple like Sweepstakes, Sweepstakes Advantage, or Sweepstakes Fanatics. And what those will do, they will allow you to just get used to reading short rules, finding prizes you like, just starting to get into a system. If you want to go, if you're really new, we suggest doing the single entry sweepstakes because they're kind of like what we call one and dones. Those will get you comfortable going through the entry process and then forget about it because everyone has even odds. Everybody has one entry into the draw. So it's really good practice to get into the entry habit. Then you want to start adding in those dailies and weeklies. And that's when you have to have an organizational system. So you can either turn around and increase your investment into the hobby by subscribing to something like I Win Contest or Sweep Sheet that have built-in organizational systems, or you can start using your browser. Or my personal preference is I use RoboForm to not only enter my sweepstakes, but I use it to organize my sweepstakes. Now, one of the things I teach people is you have to make the hobby your own. So, for example, Tom Cavalli at I Win Contest, he organizes his stuff on a spreadsheet. I have no idea how he does that. That boggles my mind. I couldn't do it. But guess what? It works for him. And that's the point. I know other people that prefer their browser. And then you can pick your browser, whatever one you want. My preference is Chrome, but it doesn't matter, whatever you like. That's the beauty of this hobby, is it's extremely flexible and almost customizable for you. Okay? And what you want to do is you'll go through, if you're using something that's already built in, it's going to help you organize it by basically dailies and weeklies and monthlies and other. And if you're using, say, your browser or RoboForm, you're going to make folders with those same titles, right? This isn't Bailey's Irish Cream, but it's kind of like a Bailey's Irish Cream birthday cake. Because this is this birthday cake flavor, but it's almost like Bailey's Irish Cream, a little sweeter. I don't even know how to explain that. It's very good, though. And it's going to take some practice when you're new. You're not going to enter. So if you listen to myself or Tom or any of the other seasoned sweepers, you're entering 100 in an hour as you've gone through your system. But what's going to happen when you start is you're going to maybe enter 30 because you're getting used to the system, and it's going to start off slow. And then as you get more comfortable, you're going to speed up, right? I've been entering for 25 years this year. This is my 25th anniversary of entering sweepstakes. That's a heck of a long time. So to me, it's like second nature. For you, you'd be like, what is she doing? How is she doing that? So give yourself some time, get comfortable. Think about it. You're better off even entering 30 an hour than somebody that's entering nothing. But what I will say is, as you're learning, make sure if you're entering less than a seasoned sweeper, make sure you're entering for the big prizes first, because it takes just as much energy to win a car as it does a set of movie passes. And you also want to be entering locally. Now, it depends on where you live. Some people have larger opportunities to win locally because they're in a major market. So, for example, I'm near Toronto, people New York, Chicago, San Francisco, LA, Miami, Nashville. I mean, all those towns have some of us, Nashville has music, but New York has Broadway, LA has Hollywood. Toronto, huge theater community. I mean, we have the big International Film Festival every year. So there's all kinds of entertainment, winning opportunities that you might not get if you were in rural Ontario. Ontario is so big, you can drive, I think it takes 20 hours to get to Thunder Bay from Toronto. You're driving almost a whole day. That's almost the same distance to go from where I live to Orlando, Florida. And we're still in the same province. It's huge, right? So if you're in Thunder Bay, your opportunities to win are going to be less than somebody that lives near Toronto, because we have the major sports teams. So you can win tickets to all those events. You can win tickets to all kinds of theater, concerts, things like that just won't be available. Okay. So it depends on where you live, depends on the types of opportunities you have. Now that's for local, but then there's also the nationals. And so you have your opportunities there. Oh, so you live, Dallas, you're in Dallas. Oh, so many opportunities in Dallas, because it's basically Dallas-Fort Worth. There used to be a Dallas-Fort Worth Sweepstakes Club. Sadly, they have closed. The pandemic changed so many things. And actually, I don't even know if they closed before the pandemic. I just noticed they weren't meeting anymore. I went to one of their club meetings when I went down to visit Helene Hadsel. I arranged my trip, so it was on a weekend. They were having a club meeting. So Helene and I went. It was so much fun. Anyway, so yeah, so you have a lot of opportunities. You have all the sports teams there. There's all kinds of entertainment. Make sure you're following all the local media, and you can do searches on social media for giveaway and Dallas, or even Fort Worth, because I mean, it's not that far. So that kind of a thing. So yeah, you have lots of opportunities, and also you're kind of close-ish. I mean, you know, Austin has all kinds of music and festivals and things. I mean, I try and win trips to Montreal. I mean, that's a 6-hour drive, right? If I won something in Montreal and I had to drive, I'd have no problem. If I won like a weekend away and music and this and that, and I had to drive myself there, I'd go. So, you know, you have to also, that's the other thing, you should decide on what you're comfortable with as a sweeper, right? Like, I'm comfortable driving 6 hours to go claim a prize. You might not be. You might like, I'm not doing that. So make those decisions as part of your hobby until what you are. I do say, though, the older I get, the pickier I'm getting, because costs are going up and time's getting more valuable. Time's always been valuable, but I think as you get older, you notice how valuable it actually is. So I see contests to go see a movie downtown Toronto. I'm like, do I really want to drive downtown on a Tuesday night? Nah. I'll just wait till it comes out. And then, you know, if I've won theater passes, like, you know, you win a gift card to the theater, we'll just go see it. Or wait till it comes onto Netflix. Like, we won't even bother. But I mean, if you watched my social media, you watched all my shorts, then you will see that last week, George and I went to see High Valley, downtown Toronto, and it was a standing show. So we had general admission passes, but it was great. I love High Valley. So you go back and you see that. I call them, they're kind of unboxings, because some of my favorite prizes, I don't have anything to open for the camera. We go somewhere and we don't even have tickets. Like, when I first started doing the videos, I'd hold up my tickets, I'd film them, I'd show my ticket. No, now all my tickets are on my phone. They get emailed to me. Like, when I first started entering sweepstakes and we won tickets to a show or a concert, they'd either be at will call, like a movie passes. You'd have to go, there'd be a table, they ask your name, they give you tickets. Or you'd have to drive down to the radio station in Toronto and pick up your prize, your tickets, make sure, obviously, before the show, and then go to the show. So you're making 2 trips downtown, and I live like 45 minutes east of the city. So I would have to drive, you know, to get them. Now, you know, you get, David is sending you some tickets. You click on it and it goes into your Ticketmaster account. It shows up on your phone, like you don't have to go anywhere. So, yeah. Kay asked, have you ever won a car? No. Sadly, I have never won a car. A vehicle is on my list. And I've had to fly and then drive it home. I would happily do that. So sadly, I've never won a car. Okay, let me see if I've got any questions on Instagram. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me go back and answer all those. Sandy says, yes, I also have a green bowl by my front door. Every time I find money, pick it up and drop it into the bowl to set the intention of money coming into your life. Ooh, I like that one. I have a fairy money jar. I have a little jar that anytime I find money, I put it in because it's from the fairies. So that's what I have. I also have fairy bells behind my door. I do have some friends here I want to introduce you to. I don't know his name. Maybe we'll call him Big Red. And I got him at Dollar Tree in the United States because I saw some people giving them out. And so when I was on a road trip one time, we got him and I love him. He sits actually on the other side of this computer. So he's hanging around with me all day. And then usually behind this screen on my bookshelves, I got this little leprechaun one day and I just love him. And he's one of those bendies. And I miss him so much. I haven't spent these. These are Susan B. Anthony dollars. There's 10 of them in here. I don't know if I'll ever spend them. This was a prize from Al Sayward at one of his, it was the year he did the theme of Luck of the Irish. And my daughter and I went she was the pot of gold and I was the rainbow. And oh my gosh, did we have fun making those costumes? Anyway, I won this little pot of gold with the 10 golden Susan B. Anthony coins, and it's just sat on my desk. And then I discovered that this is the perfect size for him. So he sits there with guarding the gold, and he sits on my shelf. So I have little friends to hang out with. So let me see. Oh, Rachel says, I win at least 10 Instagram contests a year just on Instagram. Oh, very good, because I don't have enough time to enter on Instagram. So if you have the time to enter on Instagram, fantastic. Rachel says, I have to buy a jade bowl for luck. Be careful with jade. Look it up. I think jade itself has to be a gift to you. So maybe just a green bowl. I don't know. I have under my front mats. So let's talk Lucky Charms. Above my door, it was a gift from my husband. I have an angel. It's basically like an angel head and some wings. And that has sat above my door. He bought it when we were living in the house together because it was a big gap between the door and the window. And it was enough for this angel. And then when we got a divorce, I took it with me and it was in my townhouse. And then when I moved in with George, it's above our front door. So she's gone everywhere with me. And then on the front door, I had 9 Chinese coins all tied together with the red rope. And so that hangs on the front door. And then under the mats between the front and back doors, because we come in the back door most of the time, I have an envelope with 9 coins. And I have 3 Canadian, 3 American, 2 euros, and a Chinese coin for luck. So I have 9. And that sits under the mats. Now, I remember when I first put them under the mats, when I first moved in, George says, did you just put a red envelope under there? I go, I did. And he goes, oh, that's ridiculous. And I go, this is the way I think about it. If it works, we both benefit. Like everybody in the house benefits. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. So why not try it? Right? We literally have nothing to lose by putting an envelope, a red envelope under the mat with coins in it. I also have some door cleanser that's got peppermint tea and something else. And in the spring, I cleanse the door front and back to remove the bad energies. Now, a lot of people on the first of the month do the cinnamon in the hand and blow it into the house. In the winter, I tend not to do that one. I sometimes do it in the summer. And then I just bought some Florida water because apparently that's good for protection. Like I said, oh, and of course I have all my crystals on my desk. This one actually was Tag Powell's. The big one that I had that was Helene, her granddaughter has it now because through circumstance, her granddaughter didn't get any of her crystals or anything like that. And somehow I ended up with them. So I obviously took them to her when I went and hung out with her. So fun. You can go read about those adventures on Words for Winning. Me spending 4 days with Melissa Waters. And so I have, I don't know, oh, Tiger's Eye. Very lucky. This one is Shungite. That's for protection against electronics. Yeah, Miss, who sits in front of the computer all day. This one, I don't know what some of these are. I just grabbed them off I don't have my crystal Bible out. So I have this one, and it's whatever I'm feeling. Like I have a whole tray in front of the window full of crystals. So I have this one. This looks like some kind of fluorite. This is looking like a calcite. I could be wrong. Oh, green aventurine, the gambler stone. Hello. Carnelian, good for wealth. This is a stone that I took from a friend's house. And I heard that if you want to go back and visit, you take a stone and you keep it. And then that means you'll safely return. And when you go back, you return it. Now, I should have taken them from all the places that I visited on my last road trip, and that would have meant that I was going back. And then, of course, I have a beautiful pendulum. And I actually have two of them. I have this one. This one is smoky quartz, and I love, this is a Celtic owl right there. And on the back, it says, your wisdom will guide you true. And then this one, I thought it was quartz. It's actually something else, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but she is beautiful. I'm going to do the influencer hand there. Who's seen Henry on TikTok? Henry on TikTok. He does the influencer hand, but he does it way over here. He's very funny. I watch far too much social media. So I have all my little Lucky Charms around me. And then I wear crystals. Like I've got my copper bracelet on today. And so this is outgoing. So if I'm creating or writing or anything, I want to wear the items on my right hand. So if I'm doing writing, but if I'm doing things that I want income. So right now I've got pyrite and diamonds are actually, this was a gift from my husband, but diamonds are crystals. So I figure they're the wealthiest crystals. And then of course I have my diamond earrings in. So I figure, we'll talk. Those technically are crystals. Oh, Billy says he looks like a long lost member of ZZ Top. Yeah. Does anybody remember the names of the band members? Maybe we won't call him Big Red. We'll call him something else. He's never had a name. He just hangs out. I also bought, it's hanging over there. I don't want to get up and pick it up, but I got a fire horse from the Asian market in our town this year because my daughter and I in the Chinese zodiac are horses, but she's a water horse and I am a fire horse. So this is like my fire horse return year. So I'm hoping that's going to bring me lots of luck. Oh, this is a great question. What is the greatest thing you learned from Helene? Oh, having faith, I'd have to say, because I think that's one of the things that a lot of people struggle with when they're learning her work. And even I do it sometimes too. And I'm working with her stuff every day. Is that because we can't see the outcome, we have the faith or we get, if it's a big manifestation or that's taking some time, as she says, there is no failure, only a delay in results. She never got frustrated with the length of the process. She just trusted the process. And I think a lot of us get frustrated. It's like planting a seed. You've probably heard this analogy, planting a seed, and then you're in there for 3 days and you're like, I don't have an oak tree yet. Really? Give it a little bit of time. We've done the experiments with grade 1 or 2. We do this. The kids get the glass and the piece of cotton or the paper towel, and they put the bean in the cup and they water it. And so many days later, and it's clear glass or clear plastic on the cup or in a bag, and they see how many days and it starts to crack, and then you get like a thing in the sprout, and they count how many days it takes for the whole process so they can see it. And that's what happens underground, but we're not watching it. We get frustrated. We think there's nothing happening when it's totally growing. And so sometimes we go and we dig it up, or we go, oh, this isn't working. We give up. And what happens when we give up? A lot of times you go back and you go, oh my gosh, when did that grow? Because you gave it up. Oh, Yolanda said, put some Florida water in your liquid laundry soap. The bottle I got was just like a pour bottle. So I actually had a travel spray bottle. So I put some in and I can spritz myself. I do that some days when I'm going out, spritz. But yeah, she had faith. So what Helene had that I find a lot of people don't, and even me sometimes, who has this, but he doesn't know it, is Tom Cavalli. So if he's watching, Tom, surprise. He literally vibrates in the essence like of winning. And it's so innate to him at this point that he doesn't even know he's doing it. It's become like second nature. And I think he sometimes gets frustrated when people don't understand or they don't vibrate the same, because they'll be off flailing around trying to win giveaways. And he's like, why aren't they just following my instructions? Right? Now, I think I would win as much as he does, but I live in Canada and my winning opportunities are completely different than his. But I'm working on it. I mean, I did win 100 last year, which was fantastic. But if you go back and watch my video on my spreadsheet from 2025, and then I had to do a second video on my email, because what it led me to see is patterns. This is why it's important to track your wins, because you can see what's working for you and what's not. Pin code hunting for me was very, very good. So you better believe I'll be out this spring again. The one thing I did notice is I didn't have a single email notifying me of a big win or even a little win. I got the notifications if I went on a website and I entered and I won instantly, I'd get that notification. But if a company just randomly emailed me saying, hey, I won 10 grand, I never got it. So I think they were getting blocked at the server because they weren't in spam. I check spam every day. So I did an email on how I changed. So it's very important to track your wins. Yeah, you're right. Circumstances are shifting behind the scenes. Thanks for you. Well, it's like, so when you're entering, so we'll take this to sweepstakes, right? Some people are like, how did Helene just focus on one? Well, first of all, she was entering in the 50s and 60s and early 70s. The hobby's completely changed. We can't, on one level, we can't enter the same way she did. The other thing is there's more people doing it, but there's also way more ways to win now. So what you want to do with your daily habit is assume being a winner. So you will be in the assumption of winning. What you're going to ask yourself is, as you're entering, which one of these am I going to win today? Which one of these am I going to win? So you're assuming you are going to win giveaways. You just don't know which ones. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? I don't know which one I'm going to get. That email is going to be such a surprise. That notification in my Instagram is going to be such a surprise. That phone call is going to be such a surprise. However it comes in. Usually email, though, now. It used to be letters in the mail or a FedEx envelope. There used to be a sweepstakes club called the UPS Chasers, because they'd bring like winning notifications. And if you missed the truck, you'd have to go chasing them down the street. But that doesn't happen anymore. You get an email. And again, it is important to check your spam because Sweep Sheet did a video maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago, about one of their members who found a notification that they had won a Tesla in their spam. And it had been there for like 2 days because they hadn't checked. I think they had 1 day left to claim it. They caught it just in time, thank gosh. Can you imagine? So yeah, it's important to check your spam every day. So I changed my email address. I got a new one for entering sweepstakes. Now I haven't won anything big there yet. Actually, I haven't won anything really there at all. I haven't got a notification there. I have been winning. I won an instant win. I've won concert tickets. That was from texting. I've won all kinds of prizes, small prizes in the Tim Hortons Roll Up the Rim contest. So that's either on the cups or in the app. So I am winning. I mean, it's so fun, right? But I haven't hit yet. I haven't hit my stride yet with the giveaways. And I've been doing a lot of the receipt-based ones because it seems this year there's a lot of receipt-based ones. And the thing with the receipt-based is you have to watch the cost of the product versus the cost of the postage, plus all the effort and energy and envelopes and everything, not just the stamp, and your time to go to the post office versus the cost of the product. And I caught one today on sale at the grocery store. I went to grab a couple of things and they had it on sale. And it was half the price of a stamp. Well, it's not really, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, I'm buying the product instead of doing the alternative method of entry, the AMOE, right? So I think, and then I get the product. So that's, oh, this is interesting. Somebody posted, she's a metal dog. Yeah, there's Chinese astrology is so fascinating to me. But anyway, I'm interested to see what happens this year because it is the year of the fire horse. And let me see if there's any statements on Instagram. Oh, Nancy says, I have red envelopes from the Chinese New Year. I will leave a red envelope with coins under my mat. Thank you. Yeah, just Google it to make sure it's the right thing to do because I've been doing it for so long. I don't even know if I'm doing it right anymore. I read having coins that were made in the leap year is lucky. Ooh, I have to do that. Where did you buy your crystals? Oh my gosh. I'll go over that in a second. I'm a horse too. I have a bracelet with pyrite green aventurine, tiger's eye, and citrine. Oh, that sounds lovely, actually. And don't talk yourself out of winning. Oh, yes, good advice. All that from Instagram. Okay, so my crystals come from all over. Like I said, I got this one as a gift from Tag, and they come from different places. Like this one, these two, my two pendulums, I know I bought them at a store in the next town over, called Odyssey Books, and they have a whole crystal section and goodies and necklaces. I have so much jewelry from there. Actually, the pyrite bracelet is from there. The copper bracelet, I was with a friend in New Jersey. Actually, I knew her online from Robert O'Hotto's online community. And then I went to his workshop in 14 or 15? And then I got to meet her in person there because we were in Boulder, Colorado. And we stayed friends. And then I went and visited her at her house in New Jersey. And then we went all over. But she lives near the Jersey Shore. So we went, and there's so many shops and things. And we went to a yoga studio, and we had Thai massages there. They rent out spots to this masseuse. So we had Thai massages, and then we went for lunch. And there was in the store, there was an artisan. She actually she made these, and I bought some other stuff too. So I bought that in New Jersey, and I love it. You can see it's got a nice patina to it. The green aventurine, at one point, I was able to buy in bulk, and I used to buy bags of it, and I'd use it as giveaway prizes. I can't seem to find a source anymore because there used to be a place called the Rock of Ages. Love it. They don't seem to exist anymore. I don't know where I got some of these because, if I'm out at a crystal shop, or I have a couple I know I got in Hot Springs, Arkansas, when I was there, and I was out with Melissa, and we went into the big crystal shop, and we bought crystals. Like every time I travel, I was thinking actually of wearing a necklace. I bought a big piece of round green aventurine in New Hampshire. Like every time I travel, I see to buy crystals. I'm the rock girl. We even went, oh my gosh, in Arkansas, I went to the Diamond State Park where you can dig for diamonds. I was so set on finding something. I did not. I have a whole bucket of like agates and things. They're waiting for the front garden to be done this year. And I'll put them out there. I'm so sad. I did not find a diamond. I told George, I find a diamond, you'll make me a ring. He's like, sure. Yeah, someone asked me to open the captions. They should be open, but I'm using StreamYard. So I don't know if I can do that. I will have to look and see if that's an option from here. But YouTube, you should be able to, and maybe on the replay, they'll be there. I do know that I have to talk to YouTube about leaving comments when I'm just in YouTube on its own. Oh, yeah. Vaughn says she picks up crystals whenever she travels. I love remembering my trip. Yeah, I never remember where I bought what. I do have some pins, though. When we went to Arkansas, because they have so many crystals and things, I got 2 pins from the annual National Sweepstakes Convention that are little stones. So, you wear them on your lapel or something. So fun. Oh, yeah. Bill says, sorry, there's no closed captions on the YouTube live. Yeah, you'll have to wait till on the replay. I'm so sorry about that. It's not an option. I will suggest it to YouTube because I am taking a YouTube vertical live stream course. And so you're going to start to see more vertical live streams here. Oh, Lil says she's a horsier too. Used to have fiery red hair. Ooh. Amazon has green aventurine crystals, bunches. Yeah, I have to say, though, I'm not 100% comfortable buying batches of crystals from Amazon because I don't know if they're authentic. I'd rather find a stone dealer and buy them in bulk, just like I had that one place. I remember going up to this place, and they were so cheap at the time. I was buying bags like this big of green aventurine. They had maybe 100 stones in them for like $10. Oh man, they were so cheap when I started doing this. Yeah, and what's interesting is talking about the reason I like to do this every year is because I really think that luck and mindset is part of the hobby. Because if you don't think you're going to win, or you're like, why am I bothering entering? Like, I'm not lucky. It just, you may win something. I mean, eventually, statistically, you will win something, but you're not going to win like the people who are super positive and have that outlook and that energy in their life. Right. And so what's interesting is in these 2 books, I have a chapter. So it started here in You Can't Win If You Don't Enter. I had a lot of people saying to me, how do I get luckier? And so I thought, I need to add a chapter, and I called it Attracting Luck. And I have 7 principles, which I probably won't remember off the top of my head. Oh, let me grab a book. See, I have my library right here. Let's grab the very first book. Let's grab the first book, because I didn't know I was going to talk about that. So in here, there is a chapter called Attracting Luck. And it says, as I participated in online, actually the quote from Bruce Springsteen is so good. When it comes to luck, you make your own. Bruce Springsteen. As I participated in online forums, attending club meetings, and met a multitude of sweepers, I noticed that some people seemed to win far more than others. What set those people apart? I realized there were 7 traits and actions winners possessed and did. They think positively. They expect to win. They feel like a winner. They have good chi flowing inside and out. They share with others. They don't cheat, and they enter. So let me just kind of cover those in very short, because I mean, it's a whole chapter. Now, what I've done in the new book is I started to realize that I called it attracting luck, which implies it's outside of you. In the new, and I did it attracting luck in both these books. In Prizes Everywhere, I'm changing it to being lucky, and I'm changing this up a bit. So it's actually going to be like a new chapter. Some of it's the same, like you have to think positively. I don't care. That's not changing. But the chi stuff might come in and out. I'm going to change it up. And all the quotes that I paid for the rights from other books, that's coming out. But actually, I'm going to read you this bit from Michael Loge. He is one of the best law of attraction teachers out there. He's been doing it. I think he must be coming up to his 30th anniversary. And this is from his book. He says, the law of attraction does not respond to the words you use or the thoughts you think. It simply responds to how you feel about what you say and what you think. Michael Loge. Now, this is why Neville Goddard has his book, Feeling is the Secret. Not feelings, that's emotions. Feeling is the secret. Okay? So here are some actions you can take to begin vibrating to attract what you do want as opposed to what you don't want. So he says, look at your self-talk. Self-talk is an expression we use as a statement of truth. It can be positive or negative, and it's often made unconsciously. It can also be called your inner voice. Negative self-talk. I have to work hard to make good money. I'll never win the lottery. I'll never lose the weight I want. Good women or men are hard to find. Money comes in one hand and goes out in the other. It's hard to get clients during the summer. I take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. My business slows down during the holidays. Complaining and worrying are negative statements. Every time you complain about something, you're giving more attention to what you don't like. When you worry about the future, you're giving more attention to what you don't want. So you want to flip that to positive self-talk. I'm lucky because I always find money. I always find work and clients easily. Everything I touch turns to gold. I make friends easily. That one's actually true for me. Money comes to me at the right time. I always get a great parking spot. Or you can say, I always am winning something. I'm always winning something. How exciting. At this point, you're probably asking yourself, can I stop your patterns of negative thinking? The answer comes in the act of rephrasing what you think and what you say. So how you rephrase negative self-talk. So if you catch yourself, because sometimes it's insidious, we don't even notice we're doing it. If you catch yourself, he says, as you become more aware of your use of language and it's important in your vibration, you will begin to catch yourself whenever you make a negative statement. And when you hear it, turn the negative into a positive by restating what you've just said. Preface your sentence with, in the past. For example, you hear yourself saying, it's hard to find clients. And then rephrase it saying, oh, in the past, it was hard to find clients. They teach this in the Silva method, where you say, cancel. So Helene even has that in one of her books. She took a chapter out of Jose's book, not a literal chapter, but the lesson. And she said, so when you catch yourself saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm entering this. Why am I entering this? It's going to be so hard to win. Cancel. This may be the big one that I'm going to win. Let's enter it and see what happens, because you never know. It could be this one. I'm so excited. Right? So just cancel. Now I found out why it's 2 cancels, because 1 cancel, Ken Kasha, who's the longest serving Silva instructor, I asked him, why is it 2 cancels? And he said, because then it's a pattern disruptor, right? Because if you just said, oh, cancel, that you use cancel in your everyday language. But cancel, that's not your usual way of talking. So it will jostle you into thinking something else, right? So that's what you want. So, oh, this is interesting. Yvonne says, I found years ago I wasn't winning and felt a bit jaded, pardon the crystal pun. And I think feeling that way made it worse. And I won nothing for a year. I had to change what I was putting out there. I had that, and I did notice that. So when I was going through my divorce, I was miserable. And I would still enter sweepstakes, and I would win little things here and there. And I wasn't winning anything big. And then one day I won a catered dinner at my house. And I thought, okay, the universe is telling me I need to get out of my funk, because I was really hermiting at that point. And I thought, the universe is telling me I need to stop hermiting now. I need to invite people into this house and start to make it like a home and get out of my shell, right? So that was a really fun dinner that I hosted. And it started to get me out of my funk. And because of what I do, it doesn't surprise me that the universe uses prizes to, help me along my path. And then I kind of had the feeling that I wouldn't win a big trip or anything until I was back to being happy again. I don't even know how. I just kind of knew that. And so I was winning prizes. I was doing okay. But it's after I was with George for a little bit. Yeah, I won a trip to Florida for 4, and we went. And even he wasn't sure about this hobby, right? Anybody who has the attitude you have to work hard for money sees what we do, and they think it's a waste of time. And it actually happened with my husband too. When I first started, like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. And then you start winning the prizes, and then it's like, hey, I saw a giveaway. Are we entering that? I noticed this I heard this one on the radio. Have we been submitting anything? It's amazing how quickly it changes. So George, I won that one pin code hunting. And so I was out pin code hunting every morning, and he goes, we got to focus on work. And I'm like, look, I need to exercise. So I can either pay a gym and go to the gym and walk on a treadmill inside or take a class, or for free, I can get up early, get outside, get some fresh air, and have an opportunity to win. So it doesn't cost me anything. I'm getting fresh air, and I have an opportunity to win. To me, this seems like a no-brainer. Oh, and I'm listening to podcasts too while I walk around. So I'm learning something or taking a course. At that time, Robert Ohata was still doing a lot of courses. And so I would have his workshop on, and I'd be listening to that as I walk. So I'm like multitasking at its finest. Right? And at the end of that year, I won the trip. And then after that, the next summer, there was days I was a little tired. I wanted to sleep in, and I'd get a poke. Are you going to get up and pin code hunt? You should really get out there. You need the exercise. You can witness something else. It's funny. Let me just see if there's anything on Instagram. I did notice a little ways through this that it did not work on Facebook, even though I was allowed to connect to Facebook. So I hope everybody came over to YouTube, because I don't know what's happening with Facebook. It's not liking my live streams. So, oh well. Okay. Should put that over there. That's enough for today. Yeah, so we're talking about luck. So let me just go back through the chapter. And there was another one that I wanted to show you guys, because I was really proud of this chapter, actually. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this. This is, okay, so one of my absolute favorite books is The Luck Factor. I should host a Luck Factor giveaway. I think I have an extra copy. So it's Dr. Richard Wiseman, and what he did was he actually wanted to see if he could prove scientifically, this is so important, scientifically, if luck could be measured. And so then he ended up writing this book. And so I have this whole section on expectations. Do you expect to win? I do. If I go to bed at night and I've not won anything that day, I'm genuinely disappointed. Not so much anymore. I'm just like, oh, well. I'm the only person I know that looks forward to Mondays because that's when the judging agencies generally only notify winners during the work week, and I can hardly wait for the next winning call, letter, or email. That's true. I do look forward to Mondays. Now, there's a lot more instant wins than there used to be, so I could win. Like, I could finish this live stream, go and enter some instant wins, sweepstakes, and boom, win right away. So here's one of Dr. Richard Wiseman's 4 principles of luck is expect good fortune. So he found people that were most lucky expected to good fortune in their lives. And he used the words good fortune because that could cover any area of life. We are sweepstakers, so we're talking about that here. But you could expect good fortune when you went to the job interview, when you went out on a date, when you went and looked at that brand new house. Whatever it was you were doing in life, you were expecting good fortune to find that dress you wanted on sale, to, bump into a friend when you went out to the cafe for a walk and you ran into a friend. Like, it's always good fortune. So from his book, my research revealed that lucky people do not achieve their dreams and ambitions purely by chance, nor does fate conspire to prevent unlucky people from obtaining what they want. Instead, lucky and unlucky people achieve or fail to achieve their ambitions because in a fundamental difference is how they think about both themselves and their lives. Again, what does that go back to? Not what you think, but how you feel about what you think. You're turning on your reticular activator. Earlier on in the book, we met lucky competition winners Lynn, Joe, and Wendy. All of them won a huge number of prizes. Just saying. And all put much of their good luck down to the fact that they enter a large number of competitions. You got to remember, Richard Wiseman is British, so they call sweepstakes competitions. If you go follow Super Lucky Die, she talks competitions because but it's all the same thing. It's just a different word. As Joe said, you have to be in to win. Many of the unlucky people explained that they never entered competitions and lotteries because they were convinced that their bad luck would prevent them from winning. As Lucy, a 23-year-old unlucky student, told me, I can remember even when I was little not entering things because I just never won anything. When I was 7, I was at primary school in an assembly and my parents were in the audience. My mom had entered a competition for me and they called out the winner and it was me, but I hadn't entered it. It was my mom. The way I see it, I hadn't won. She had. Not a good way to go through life. Clearly, unlucky people's expectations about competitions are very likely to become self-fulfilling prophecies. By not entering competitions, they severely reduce their chance of winning, and exactly the same attitude affects many important areas of their life. The result, lacking in any attempt to change their lives, can easily turn unlucky people's low expectations about the future into a miserable reality. Abraham says, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. There's just some great quote here. So yeah, I have all kinds of, let me see if there's anything else I just want to go over. The universe rewards action. My favorite quote from Jack Canfield, because he says you create your own luck, right? That is also from The Luck Factor. And, people go out and we create it. We're going and entering. Let me see if there's any more comments on Instagram. No. So let's wrap it up. So you have to think you're lucky before you are. You actually have to take action. Just sitting here enjoying, an hour with my friends online isn't going to win me any prizes. What I have to do is get off the computer here on the live stream and open up my browser and start entering competitions, because that's how you win the competitions. You actually have to take action. It's like me saying I want to be fit and never go to the gym, or saying that I want to lose weight and not eat any healthier. It's not going to work. You have to take action towards the goals. If I decided I want to run a marathon, it would not be wise to wake up the day of the marathon and just go try and run it. Months and months and months and months and months of training would be optimal, right? If I wanted a job, it would be in my best interest to apply to things, to get the word out, to let people know, to take different actions, right? If I wanted to move, it would be a good idea for me to go and look to see what's available. You know, you gotta take the action. We are co-creating with the universe, as they say. And so that's a we have to take action. They say you take one step forward, the universe takes 9 steps towards you. I like to believe that's true, because it's a nice way to go through life. So any last questions before I go? Aw, Ricky says, hi, Contest Queen. Just wanted to say you look super lucky and you were built to attract good luck. Aw, thank you. And any last things from Instagram? No. Okay. So we're going to go. Cheers to everybody on St. Patrick's Day. I always do my monthly sweepstakes Q&As where I give away prizes. Since it's the 20th anniversary of my newsletter, the 20th anniversary of my book, the 20th anniversary of my website, my 25th anniversary of entering sweepstakes, you see a trend here? And it happens to be the year of my being a fire horse. So it's a very lucky year. I'm giving away prizes every issue of the Winning Edge that I send out twice a month. So there's exclusive subscriber giveaways. So you have to get the issue of the newsletter and enter. There's no other way to get the link. It's not anywhere. I don't advertise it. I don't share it. You have to get the newsletter and you have to open it to enter. And because Tim Hortons wrote The Rim has been going on, of course, I didn't bring it to the office with me. Everybody's wanting to get those rim rollers. So tomorrow I'm going to Lee Valley Tools. I'm going to buy 20 or 30 of them. And we're going to start hosting social media giveaways. So you better be following me on all my social channels, because I'm going to host different giveaways in different places. So everybody has different chances to win, or you can enter all of them and have a chance here and a chance here and a chance here. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to stagger them out a little bit. So it's going to be a lot of fun, because I love being the contest queen. So yes, I do love to win, but I love getting others to win too, because who doesn't want to share this fun and excitement? Because let's face it, this is the best hobby in the whole world. It really is. Not just the prizes, but the people and the energy and the adventures I've had, life-changing. And most people can't say that about other hobbies. So anyway, until next St. Patrick's Day, stay lucky, be lucky, and bring your sweepstakes questions to the next monthly sweepstakes Q&A. Or will I see you in a virtual contest club meeting? Because that's where all the winners hang out.